It's been a shaky week for banks in Italy, otherwise known as the Bel Paese, which means beautiful country. Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini announced a surprise 40% windfall tax on lenders' excess profits derived from higher interest rates. The government is hoping to offer financial support to mortgage holders in Italy by cutting income from corporate taxes. The banking sector broke down violently on Tuesday in response, with Italian banks BPER, Banco BPM, Intesa and Fineco Bank down between 8% and 10% in only one session. And the effects were seen well beyond Italy, with German banks Commerzbank and Deutsche Bank falling on the DAX this week, as well as French lenders. Citi estimated that the one-off tax will be equal to 19% of banks' net profits for the year and substantially negative, as the lenders might ultimately need to increase their cost of deposit to reduce those extra profits.
We
now have a situation where prices are rising, the cost of money is rising, and so is the cost of old and new mortgages, existing loans, and this also leads to a contraction of the economy. In this difficult situation, banks must behave in a correct manner.
For more on this now, Peter Cardillo, Chief Market Economist at Spartan Capital Securities, joins us now from Rome. Peter, thank you for joining us today. So there is a lot of uncertainty around this windfall tax recently announced by the Italian government. What are the implications of this tax on the banking sector?
Well, I really don't understand how putting a windfall tax of 40% on banks is going to help alleviate the high cost of interest rates to the consumer. So I think, it's a direct attack on free enterprise. And I doubt very much that it's going to be successful in the sense that it's going to help out the consumer.
Right, so you doubt that it will be successful, but I wonder, is there any estimate of what amount is this additional tax likely to raise?
Well, it is a tax on the banks, and that's not good. I mean, the name of the game is to make profits. And if you're going to squeeze profits, then you are hindering the possibility of economic activity to spurt. And that's not a good thing. So I really think that the move is not going to be effective in helping out the consumer.
Right. This week, we also saw German banks tanking on the day of the announcement. Why the panic on the markets, Peter? Is there a possibility that other governments in Europe may wish to implement this? We've seen Spain and Hungary already adopting similar measures, for instance.
Yeah, well, that's a problem. It could be used in other countries of Europe. I'm somewhat doubtful about it, but there is that possibility. And if that were to spread, again, that's, a windfall tax on banking, which is not cohesive to profit making.
Right. One last question, Peter, on inflation. Inflation in Italy stands at 5.9%. That's down from the previous month, 6.4%, but still higher than the European average. Why? Why hasn't inflation been stickier in Italy than in other countries in the EU?
Well, one of the reasons is that, if prices move up here, it takes a real long time. For instance, an example, if the price of gasoline moves up, it stays up. It doesn't come down. And that's a problem. And so it adds to the inflationary impact.